Alright, quick update to the channel. I have taken the car in for service. Well, actually not for service, but for a software update. So there is a suspension slash steering update out right now for the M4 that's supposed to make it stiffer and softer depending on the settings. But while I taken it for service, I got to loan out this awesome car. Check it out. It is a 2015 X5 X-Drive 4DE. So it's not just your regular old X5, it's basically an X5 with an electric motor. As you can see here, that's where the plug-in hybrid goes. So it's really efficient on fuel, up to 53 miles per gallon, which is really nice. Really like the way this car looks. First time actually for me driving a hybrid car, and really like a plug-in hybrid car where you actually have to charge the car and you can use it on full electric range. So I did test it out on full electric range and was able to drive it basically during my daily commute, so about 11 miles. But then once I got to work, the battery was basically dead. It had about 20% left to go. So majority of the time I just drove it in the hybrid mode. So the interior is pretty much standard BMW, except it has kind of like these double vents here. Really nice, really love this black piano finish. And check this out, panoramic roof. And so this is really cool. This whole thing actually retracts all the way back, so it really, you could see the outside and you get a really nice breeze in here. So back seats. So back seats are quite comfortable. Even has, look at this, LED display for the rear climate control. Now the downside about having an electric hybrid vehicle is that that battery has to go somewhere. So for this car, the battery goes in the trunk, and it kind of is a bummer because you basically have very little storage room back here. I mean, you still have decent storage room, but compared to like a regular X5 or just an SUV in general, there's not that much storage room. As you can see here, you have basically your home charger if you want to charge it at home, which is really neat. But I mean, you're missing a lot of cargo space, and there's no third row seating. The X5 usually has third row seating, but not in this car because of the battery. So that's one of the big downsides to it. Now, how I decide how I want to drive this car in terms of engine is by pressing this button here. So this eDrive button allows me to switch through the different driving modes. So whether it be to save battery, so using more of the engine, as you can hear the engine just cut on for that, and then automatic eDrive function, so it's basically letting the engine switch between the battery or the engine to drive the car. So basically the way it works is that under 20 miles per hour only the battery will be working, and then once you go over 20 miles per hour is when the internal combustion engine kicks in. Yeah, so that's basically, so yeah, so we have auto eDrive, max eDrive, so it's all battery. So this is your electric only mode, and save battery. And then you can see the max eDrive is grayed out because my battery percentage right now is only at 1%. So the battery does charge while driving. As you can see here, if I were to hit the brakes or be cruising downhill, it will be charging the battery. And then those 4 dots here, those 4 arrows, will show like how much of the battery consumption I'm using. So the majority of the time the RPMs is actually at 0, and so this meter will be being filled up. This basically shows where the battery is. Not only that, so you can see that's where it takes all the trunk space, but it also shows how much battery I have left. This battery dies quite often. If you have a charging port at home, that would be really useful. I actually would not consider this car if I wouldn't be able to charge it at home, because one of the things I've learned while driving this car is that people fight over charging ports wherever you are. If you're at the mall or if you're at work, it can get pretty competitive trying to charge your electric car. Alright, let's go drive this bad boy. So the battery now is pretty shot, so it won't be as fun to drive as if it were full, but the battery takes about, I would say, 4 hours to get it fully charged. Yeah, so you have to leave your car there for 4 hours to charge it fully. What I did was I drove it in all electric mode, so that's why the battery is like completely shot right now. But if you drive it in hybrid mode, depending on how much you drive, of course, you would still need to charge your car every day. That's why I said I would not get this car unless I was able to charge it where I live. So the biggest thing, the biggest competitor, I think, to the X5 hybrid is its twin sister, the X5 diesel. The X5 diesel has been a favorite for a long time among the BMW crowd, mainly because, you know, it was the fuel efficient SUV before, you know, hybrid started becoming a lot more popular. So the X5 diesel is actually a little bit more expensive to lease, and it has less horsepower but a lot more torque. So which one would you pick, the X5 diesel or the X5 hybrid? Keep in mind the X5 hybrid can be completely reliant on its battery, so you would actually not have to get gas. You could drive the X5 hybrid to work 5 days a week without having to ever full. Oops, girlfriend calling.
There's a lot of traffic. Where are you? Do you have food? Do you have anything else? I want a sandwich. Why want a sandwich? Did you already eat today? What time did you wake up?
Like 9 something.
I haven't eaten today at all.
So where was I before we got interrupted? So yeah, so basically X5 hybrid diesel, it's a tough call. I mean, this car is really cool. I really enjoyed this car. It's, of course, like the opposite of the M4, but it's really comfortable. It's really luxurious. At night, there's like these blue, orange, or white LED lights all around the interior. The suspension on the car is really good. I would still say it's not as, it doesn't feel as smooth as, say, a 7 Series. I've driven a 7 Series and I thought that was the smoothest ride ever. I would put it right up there. A 7 Series, I would say, is right up there with a Range Rover. So I don't think this car is as smooth as a Range Rover in terms of road compliance, but I think it's, you know, it's up there. You wouldn't feel basically uncomfortable in this car. It's not like the car is bumpy or anything. Wow, that's a Q5. Q5s are okay. They're I don't know. I don't really like the shape of the Q5. I think this is a much better looking car, especially in black. I think it's really quite the looker. I think the X5 in white is more of a soccer mom car, but in black it looks cool. It looks mean, you know, like I feel like a dad or something in this car. So the pros and the cons to the X5s, I would say the pros are the fuel economy. Of course, it's a hybrid. You can drive it in all electric mode and not have to worry about getting gas ever, basically, as long as you don't go over 15 miles. The cons, I would say, would have to be the storage capacity. I mean, you get an SUV like this because you want to have a lot of room, you know, to put stuff, but because of the battery pack being in the trunk, you're kind of missing out on that. So, you know, it's kind of like, what's the point? If you have strollers and even people, you know, there's no third row seating, whereas the regular X5 does have a third row seating. So it's a tough call. Would I rather have this or the diesel? I'm not sure. I would have to test drive both back to back. I'm kind of worried about the power in the diesel. Only 250 horsepower for, you know, such a big car is kind of low, but it does have a lot of torque, and people love that car, so I'm sure it's really good. Oh, here's another cool thing I wish I would have gotten on my car. Oh no, not that. I'm basically trying to show you the top view cameras. So yeah, let me know what you think. Would you rather have the X5 hybrid or the X5 diesel, or something else? And yeah, so thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more. Don't forget to like and share. And yeah, have a good one.